Welcome back, guys. It's been a while since I last made a video like this or anything similar to this, because this is actually a new type of video which I'm not planning on making often, but at least once. So this is more like an announcement video, nothing too special, but it is to keep you updated with what I'm planning on doing and what I'm gonna do with this channel. So proceeding from now onwards, I am no longer playing Blade & Soul, at least not on stream, not on record. I don't record videos for this anymore, as I do not enjoy it as much anymore. It's been 9 years since I started the game, and honestly it's just dying and it's not that good anymore. The combat is amazing though, the combat is great, but the additions and the pay to win and the decisions they always make, it's just so stupid. It really is. There are good things, but in general there's a lot of bad, which I do not agree with. That being said, I mentioned that because as you've seen probably in the title of this video, I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but something along the lines of, well, what you read. So what I'm planning on doing is, in November I'm going to play a new game. So this game is called WhereWindsMeet. It's a Chinese game, a wuxia based game, just like Blade & Soul is wuxia based, wuxia themed, and it is a single player game with co-op and AMO mode. So you have single player ARPG, you have co-op, and you have MMO, which is incredible, honestly. For everyone you have something, and the combat seems to be amazing. The content also. So a little bit more on the combat. The combat itself is very action RPG, which I do enjoy a lot. Also why I like Blade & Soul, but it's not the same. In this combat you can block, but you take damage, just reduce damage, and you can parry, and parry is heavily emphasized. If you parry properly, you can deplete the break gauge, let's call it that, or the guard gauge of the boss, and when it's all depleted, the boss will be stunned. Like in Blade & Soul, we have a break gauge and it will deplete, and then the boss is stunned and you can just deal a lot of DPS. With parrying, it is higher difficulty and it's actually really fun to do. At least it seems. Apparently that's a lot like Sekiro, the combat. And in the combat you can select whatever weapon you want to use. And it's not just one weapon that you're using two. So let's say I like swords, I might choose, for example, a single sword and a secondary dual swords, like twin blades, twin swords, I don't know what they call it, something like that. You can mix and match whatever combination you want. That is a big thing, because like most games, most MMOs at least, and I think most games in general, you pick your class depending on the weapon you use, and you cannot swap out a weapon for another weapon, or another weapon type at least, switching your class. And in this game you can, which is really cool. There's also some arts like Tai Chi, there's also one where you can spit fire, one where you use a big bell and use wind or something. I don't know exactly how that works, but those are skills you can use. They call it martial art, I think, or maybe I'm confusing it. I don't know the terms yet, because I'm still pretty new to this game as well. I found this game a week ago, so the details are still a little bit fake, but I do know somewhat what this game is like, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's already released in China since last year December, and great news for the Blade & Soul players. It's free to play, but no pay to win at all. All you have is a little bit of gacha, but it's for skins, I think. There's at least no benefits other than just skins and cosmetics, and a lot of outfits you can buy. There are also mounts. I think you get a mount for free for sure, and then you have mount skins basically you can buy, and that looks amazing and pretty funny as well. Like I've seen one where you have a goose, you can stand on the goose, and then within that system you can buy multiple geese, and they will add to the flock of geese you're walking with on top of, and they follow the one you're on top of. It's pretty cool as a mount. There's a lot of shit. So no pay to win, that's amazing, which I really like. And the boss fights look very interesting and very cool. Cinematics are amazing. I've seen a few things, few cinematics. I've seen gameplay. I watched a few of the beta players play the game for a few hours. I watched it, and it looks really good. It feels a lot like a single player game, which it technically is to a certain degree, because you can opt to play the entire game or most of the game, like 95%, all solo if you want to play it single player, or you can play it like a MMO, which is the MMO mode you can select, and you will see players running around and doing their shit and playing with you. You can duo, so you can PvP, and the PvP looks amazing. I've seen and heard that the PvP is very balanced, which is great to hear, and it looks very skill based. As a Play the Soul player and a Tekken player, I adore that. I want that, even though I'm very bad at playing the Soul PvP specifically. Tekken, not that bad, but I'm not that great either, but I do like that. Next to that, what I would like to see, what I actually wanted to see in Play the Soul more, was mini-games. Like games I could do besides just fighting all the time. I really didn't have that. We did have events, like the Squid Game events, which actually rerun a few times, and the Windwalking Race event as well, which we have had a few times, but those are temporary. We didn't have a real mini game, but in this game you have multiple. Like one is called Pitch Pot, I think. It's a drinking game where you take shots and then you have to throw an arrow into a vase. If I'm correct, you can play it with other people as well. So not just against NPCs, but also other people, which is cool, which I like, because you need variety to enjoy the game a little bit more, I think. Otherwise, it's all the same and it gets boring. There's also wrestling, like sumo wrestling. It's like rock, paper, scissors. We have to select what kind of attack you want to do. Let's say you say paper, I say scissor. Well, scissor wins from paper, therefore I win that round. And there's like 20 rounds, I think. It looks like it, but there's also the capability of throwing people. So when you throw and he does the incorrect move against it, I guess, then you win immediately. I don't exactly know the details too much, but I've seen it and it looks pretty fun to play with friends and NPCs sometimes. Also Chinese chess, which I do not understand fully. I do know chess, but Chinese chess is still a little bit different. And there's also mahjong, which I really don't understand, but I might learn at some point. But it's cool to have those features. There might be more minigames, but I haven't seen all of them. But I'm curious and looking forward to seeing them in a game. So that's a nice change of pace when you're playing the game. You can also do dungeons for people together, up to like 5 party members, so including yourself, it's 5. And you can invite players in your world and progress in the story. I'm not sure whether they mean the main quest or the side quest. It would be cool to be able to do main quest together. So I hope for that, and that it actually progresses the story for those who join my world as well. So if I'm continuing my story in my world and people are joining, I'd like to see that they get rewarded for it too by being able to continue their story as well, like co-op story. If not, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just a little bit unfortunate. And if it's just side stories, I'm all for it. It's cool, I like it. It's just really fun to do. In the game there's also professions, which is a nice change of pace as well. Like you can be a merchant, you can also be a healer / doctor. And being a healer / doctor is not just press F to heal someone. It is actually in itself a mini game to heal somebody. Because in this game, I don't know if I will like it or not. So far it seems very interesting. At least there is a feature that your character can get unwell or injured, and therefore you need to see a doctor. So you can go to NPC and they have to pay up and they will heal you. Or if you specialize in healing, so as doctor, you can go to another player who is specialized in that, and they will have to do a mini game to heal you, and that can be free. I don't know if you can actually trade with others. I would like to know that. That would be cool if we can trade. I hope so, but we'll see when the game launches, November 14. But so far that looks interesting and cool. There's also a GTA-like feature. What I mean by that is you can steal the horse of NPCs. So you can pull the NPC off of their horse, climb on top of it and run away. You have to move because NPCs will get back to you, pull you off and get their horse back. So be smart about it. But it's very much like in GTA, where you steal a car. Adding to that, in GTA you have bounty system. And in this game you do have that as well. So if you proceed to do bad things to NPCs, like stealing their horse, attacking them, killing them, the guards will attack you too. So if you have witnesses, they will report to the guards and the guards will attack you and they will try to arrest you or maybe kill. I don't know which one will happen necessarily. I know you can get jail time as well. And if you go to jail, there are a few options for you to get out of jail. One of which is just set your sentence out. That's it. Which most of us probably will not do. You can also break out. So an outbreak of jail. Get it solo or you can do it with friends. And then adding to that, there's this feature that other players can try to prevent you from breaking out of jail. I don't know if they should kill you or do something. I don't know how that works exactly, but I guess it's just PvP. But it seems very cool and interesting. And last but not least, what I know is you can do some tasks in jail to actually lighten your sentence. I don't know about this too much, I just read it, that's all. And then get out of jail. Another thing I just remembered is if you reach a bounty or someone puts a bounty on you, which you can do, players could invade your solo world to kill you, to retrieve their bounty. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's what I've seen circulating around. And to me it sounds kind of cool, honestly. You will really think about what you're doing. But at the same time I understand it can be kind of ass. So we have to see what it's like. There's also raids you can do, and that's up to 10 people. So it's not a super big raid, it's a little bit smaller than in Blackwidow, which would include 12 people maximum. And in this game it's 10. But I think that's a good amount. Then you can still see the shit you're doing and what's happening. Otherwise it gets just too much on screen. I personally don't like too many effects on my screen because I want to see what's happening. And that is a complaint I did have with Blackwidow as well. Too much on the screen. I couldn't see shit at times. It's not that bad, but it's still an issue. There's also building/housing. And as far as I know and understand, you can do that in your solo world and not in the MMO world. In your solo world you can build wherever you want and whatever you want, I guess. I don't know exactly how that works. I've seen a little bit of building, but I haven't gotten enough details to fully understand this. But it looks cool and very interesting too. You have overworld bosses. Apparently they are pretty hard. Because this is also an action RPG, you can select the difficulty. So for players who just focus on the story, they can select the easiest difficulty, which is probably going to be called Story. Then you have the second difficulty, a little bit harder than the first, obviously is recommended. And then you have third option, which is going to be Expert or Desperate. I've seen both being used, depending on which beta you look at. So I don't know what the exact naming scheme is going to be for the difficulties. And then within Expert you have just Expert. or desperate. If you've seen the desperate option, so desperate, and in that you have desperate, and then you have a secondary option, enter, I think. No, the secondary option. In that you have legends or desperates, and it's called bloodbath. It's the same thing. And there you get extra badges for killing certain bosses as achievement because they are more difficult. And then there's this final difficulty, which wasn't in the beta yet, but it's hardcore, and this is actually really hardcore. If you die with your character, you will lose your character permanently. So I am actually really excited to play on Legends or Desperate Bloodbath, which sounds way cooler. I hope they use that because it sounds really cool. That sounds like the perfect difficulty for me, as it's pretty much the most difficult without you losing your character when you die, and getting achievements for doing the hard difficulty stuff, which I do enjoy. But I'm also thinking of making maybe a secondary account or a character. If I can make multiple characters on one account, that would be nice. Then I want to play that one on hardcore, just for stream, or maybe for YouTube, or maybe both. I've seen only like 1 minute of this game last week for the first time, and something just it grabbed me, and ever since I've been hooked. I've been wanting to learn more, see more, know more, and I've been looking into the game. It's a little bit hard to fully know everything at this point because I have not played beta. I have not seen enough to determine everything yet, and I was a little too late knowing about this game, as the final beta has finished. Like that week I saw the game. Luckily the game is releasing soon, this year, November 14th, which I've mentioned multiple times in this video already, and I'm super stoked and hyped to play this game. I hope you're hyped too, and I personally would recommend anyone who has been playing or has played any Blade & Soul, Blade & Soul Neo, Blade & Soul Live, Blade & Soul Revolution, or Blade & Soul 2 maybe, even though it's a mobile game, that's fine. Try this game. This game is going to release on Steam and PS5, but there's also a but. It is also releasing on mobile at some point. I think not exactly at the same time as PC and PS5, because it's not been advertised like that. But I know there's a mobile version in China since January, and a game released in December. So it might be in December that we have the mobile version. But that's just what I guess, and I don't know this. This has not been confirmed. But I see a lot of promise in this game, and looking at the big streamers and bigger YouTubers like Asmongold, he's also really excited for it. Ranton is also really excited for it, and TheLazyPeon has made a review on this game as well, and MMObyte as well, and they all seem very positive about this game. It has no pay to win, a lot of cosmetics, so you will pay for that. You will pay a lot because it's definitely gonna be nice. I've seen customization, also amazing. Anyhow, this game looks really good, and there's no real cons. The only con I've seen mentioned was basically the game has so much content that you will never be able to do all content, and to me that sounds like an amazing thing, rather than having too little content and you can do it all within an X amount of time and that's about it. Having so much content you never can do everything seems like a good thing to me, as I can pick and choose what I want to do every single time I play. I don't necessarily have to do dungeons. Maybe I do raid, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I go crafting, maybe I go be a healer and act like a doctor and heal people. Maybe I go on a rampage and murder all civilians. I don't know, I can do that. Maybe I want to PvP, I can PvP. Maybe I want to play minigames, I can minigame. Fishing, I can fish. There's a lot of things you can do. Like there's also assassinations you can do if you want. There's also in the story, a little bit like Assassin's Creed, I guess. the contents, what I've read and heard often, it is on release about 150 hours of content. You can play solo, 150 hours of content, which is a lot, and it's all free. I recommend everybody to give this game a shot. I will link down a video of TheLazyPeon, which I think is a really good video on this game. Let me know what you think of this game, what kind of videos you would like me to make on this game, as I'm super excited to play it. Any suggestions, any feedback, any opinions, share it with me. I'd like to hear your voice. I'd like to end the video here on that note. I'm quitting Blade and Soul. I'm gonna play WhereWindsMeet on release November 14th. See you there. Peace, guys.